Good morning, everybody. Tammy back with Purrincess Kitten Rescue. Whew. It's a long weekend. I'm tired. I got my butt kicked, but in a really good way. Okay, so update. First off, we still have no kittens. I don't know. It's just weird. Again, it's not a bad thing that I'm not needed. It's never a bad thing that I'm not needed. But we still have no kittens, so there you go. Bad news. My camera mount that I have that I took to the class crapped out on me. So I was only able to get about, I don't know, 36 seconds of usable footage. Really not happy. I think I got my intro done and got that recorded because I did that on my lunch break, which you guys will see. I'll try to get some stuff pulled together and get that video up in the next couple of days for you all. I was able to get some class footage from another classmate that was kind enough to send me what little bit that he had. Let me tell you something, this class, oh my God. I mean, the first day was amazing. Like, we had really no issue at all. My rifle was awesome. You know, it did everything it was supposed to do. I didn't have any malfunctions. I had no trouble with it. You know, I had to learn to use my iron sights the first day, which, I mean, everybody needs to know how to use iron sights because, you know, what happens if your optic fails? Still got to know how to aim the gun. It actually wasn't that bad. I was really pleasantly surprised with my progress in the class. I like my rifle a lot. I like Chris's a lot more. We'll get into that here in just a second because I got shot a whole bunch of rifles, whole bunch of them. But the first day, everything went really well. Oh, that's right. I can't go down that way. We have road work. Sorry, I'm kind of talking to myself. It's a little busy this morning, and my brain is on autopilot. You know, it just drives the certain way to the office. I'm actually still on vacation, but I still have to go to the office today because, as any business owner knows, things don't stop happening just because you're on vacation. We still have bills to pay. I still have payroll to do, so I gotta go in the office. But you know, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt because the doors are gonna be locked. No one's gonna see me, so it's all good. Anyway, I was on autopilot. Normally, I go the other direction. For any of the Cleveland people that happen to be on my channel, Frontage Road is in the middle of being repaved. And I forget that it's being repaved, and then I get stuck sitting there for 5 minutes because, you know, we're waiting for them to allow us to basically go through. So I got to go the other way and get on the interstate. Okay, so anyway, first day, we'll rewind back. First day, things went really well. You know, we started out with basically making sure that everybody's rifles were zeroed. Really simple stuff. You know, here's the safety, here's the mag release, blah 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 blah. Because literally, it's, you know, he starts out like you can never put a rifle in your hand. We just kind of go through the stuff. All went really well. I had to zero in at prone. I'm not a real big fan of prone, but I was able to do it. It was a lot easier with the rifle versus my pistol because I could get behind the rifle. So, but day one went really good. Was really sore when I woke up. For day two, my arms literally just felt like they were going to fall off. They were so sore, and I have bruises in places. I don't know why I have bruises there, but I did. So the second day is when Mr. Murphy decided he wanted to show his big fat ugly mug and hang out with us all day long. So the second day we got into malfunction drills. You know, good teachers will basically teach you, well, what happens when you have a malfunction, because malfunctions happen, and there's all different kinds of malfunctions that can happen. Yes, you can actually purposely set up malfunctions so that you can learn what to do with it. So anyway, so we decide that we're going to run through and do type 1 malfunctions, which is basically where, you know, a casing just isn't ejected fully and it's kind of still stuck in there. It's no big deal. So we did that a couple of times, and then me being the overachiever that I am, decided that I wanted to go ahead and just do a type 3 malfunction and just get it over with before anybody else basically had a chance. And that's literally where 2 bullets are trying to feed into the chamber at the same time. It's not a fun thing. So that is kind of where everything started going downhill. We ended up having more malfunctions on day 2 that I think Chris has ever seen. We had 3 squibs, which is rare. 2 of those were with me. Well, me and or the prince, because I think he had one as well. And a squib is basically where you end up having a bullet, basically, for lack of a better word, a cartridge that wasn't primed properly, doesn't have enough powder or whatever. So when it goes to shoot, the casing sometimes will get ejected, but it didn't have enough powder to actually send the metal bullet, which is the part that's at the tip. It didn't have enough to send it all the way out the barrel of the gun, and now it is actually stuck in the chamber. That, my friends, is very dangerous. Like, people can get hurt. Dangerous. It can blow your gun up. Dangerous. It's nothing to play around with. I've never seen a squib. I've never had a squib. We got a couple that day. Definitely know what one sounds like now. So we ended up having 3 squibs. My rifle breaks down. I end up having to go to Chris's rifle, which I believe I then broke, and had to go to his other rifle, which I didn't actually break, the first one. So then I got to go back to his rifle, that I like, basically. That one had no optics. So day 2, I was allowed to put my optics back on. So I started out with mine with optics. Then I went to Chris's gun with no optics. Then I went to Chris's other gun with optics, back to Chris's gun without optics. I did actually really good. I, for the most part, put the rounds where they were supposed to be, flip it around with a bunch of different guns. So I'm really impressed that Chris was able to get me to that point in 2 days. I'm super happy with my progress, other than all that stuff. The Prince's guns went down. We had one guy that had a scar there, and he literally, I've never seen this, like, rifle rounds are long, they're like that, and his scar ripped his casing, peeled it off, ripped it in half, somehow got it lodged in there backwards, and decided it was going to go ahead and try to feed another live round anyway. I mean, we've never seen these things. We were just taking pictures left and right. You know, people's springs were coming out, and just, I mean, rifles breaking down left and right. It was insane. Never seen so much stuff going on. You know, in the meantime, we're doing a lot of these drills. A lot of movement drills, things where everybody's on the line, and we're doing a lot of fast shooting. And, you know, and we're all noticing it's kind of smoky. I just figured, you know, we were just really close to the line. We were doing, I think it was the movement drill. We call it the Betty Hill drill. I'm not going to go into detail because, you know, without context, people aren't going to understand, and I'm not doing it because Chris told me not to, so I do what I'm told. But anyway, it's a lot of movement, and I got snatched off the line. Like, I thought I had done something wrong and was getting kicked out of the class. I have never had Chris put hands on me like that. I mean, he literally came around me, practically bear hugged me, pulled me all the way to the back of the line. I can't hear him because there's, you know, guns going, we got 14 guns going off. So I can't hear him, and I'm like, oh my God, what'd I do? And he's pointing at his rifle at the wall. I'm like, oh, okay, he wants me to take the rifle off the wall. When we get done with the drill, I went back and went, oh my God, what happened? He said, I heard a squib, and it's dangerous. And I'm like, what's a squib? Because that was the first one that I got. And then I think there was one that ended up in my rifle as well. And he was like, no, I thought I heard it, and it's like really super dangerous. So like he just, I don't know how he heard it with all that firing going on, but apparently he did. So I thought I was getting kicked out of class, but I didn't. So it was really super smoky, and I just kind of happened to notice that. So we kind of took a break. We end up finding out the ventilation system isn't working while we're outside. All of a sudden, let me get a drink because my throat's like, it's super dry. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so anyway, so we're outside trying to, gather ourselves and get in some some clean air, and all of a sudden we start seeing all these range employees moving with a purpose, like a big purpose. And I can hear Zach as he's walking into the door saying something about the ventilation system, that they had been having problems with it. So we were assuming there was something going on with the ventilation system. So, we go on and we wait a few minutes. Like, apparently they're supposed to have a mechanic out there. And Chris decides he's going to go back into the range. Whatever it was that they were basically doing with the ventilation system, there was so much suction out of there, Chris couldn't get the door open. Like 3 grown men couldn't get the door open. To make a long story short, we killed the building. This is how good we were in this class. Life is a nightmare. We killed the building. Apparently, there was so much smoke going on in there, and again, it wasn't us. Their ventilation system was having an issue, that it ended up clogging up one of their sensors, which made the building think it was on fire. It wasn't on fire, but the building thought it was. So we honestly didn't think we were going to be able to go back in and finish class. We were down a couple hours. Needless to say, my instructor wasn't real pleased about that, because he wasn't able to get all his curriculum in. We did go back in. We did have the barrel drill. I think I told you guys about that the last time. That's the one that broke me, so it's like in my nightmares now. I hate doing that barrel drill. Tried real hard to get out of it. Chris wasn't having any of it, so no, I didn't get out of it. I had to do the barrel drill. But I did okay. I did fine. Everything worked. Class was amazing, which it always is. I mean, Chris is such a good instructor. I can't say enough good stuff about him, and I don't say that because, I consider him a friend of mine. I mean, he's a really good teacher, and I've had several, and he's just really good at what it is that he does. He's able to teach, several different people that learn several different ways, pretty much all at the same time, and everybody walks away from everything. We had a kid in the class that was really interested in learning how to shoot real guns. He did, I think, airsoft or paintball or something like that. And he's a really nice kid, and he did really good. He actually did really good. He was a really good shot, and he was interesting. He was kind of fun to hang out with. But this kid never done anything. All he did was paintball, and Chris was able to get him to slow down, be safe, all that stuff. I mean, the kid walked away, I think, with a lot. I hope he continues to take classes, because I think Chris could really, really, really help him in what it is that he's wanting to do. So, but the class was great. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I thoroughly got my butt kicked. Come Sunday, I mean, literally, I felt like I couldn't walk. I was just so sore. But that's me. I'm out of shape. I want to push really hard for women to look into doing these kinds of things. I think I say in my intro on it that it surprises me how much of the general population out there has no idea that these kinds of classes at all even exist, which is just, I find it surprising. I mean, I'm not a gun fanatic. I like my guns, don't get me wrong, but, it's a gun, it's a tool. I don't, oh my God, look at this, that's so cool. I have cool weapons, but it's a tool, and, having it and it being a very deadly tool, I want to make sure that I know how to use it properly, that I'm safe, and that I only hurt the people that I'm fully intending on, trying to hurt, and not anybody else, basically, which are those that are trying to hurt me first. Let me just make that clear. I wish more women would look into these types of things for those reasons, basically, so that you know, it isn't, guns aren't just, you know how to load it up and get a bullet in the chamber, point and shoot. There's so much more, you know, to being a responsible gun owner than that. You know, and if you think going and getting a carry permit is training, oh my God, it's not. I remember going and getting my carry permit, and I'm telling you, they did everything but get up there and shoot the rounds for me to make sure that I passed. Now, I'm not necessarily saying, you know, that's a bad thing, but, you know, it's up to you to make sure that you know how to use your weapons, and that you are safe, and that, you know, it's not up to the government to do that. I don't think we should have carry permits. I just think that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself. I think carry permits are the dumbest thing ever. I didn't realize that I needed a permit, you know, for me to basically exercise my Second Amendment right. But I do, and we shouldn't, so I'm not going to get into that. I'll get into my soapbox, and we'll end up having a 20-minute long video. But, you know, it's not up to the government to make sure you do that. That's up to you. You need to make sure that you do that. And training is important. I mean, I've had a couple of classes. I had a class last year. Guess how good I was when I got to the class this year? I wasn't, because, you know, I wasn't practicing. You still have to practice. You know, Chris gives you the tools and shows you how to use the tools, and then it's up to you for you to hone in how well you use those tools. You know, it's personal responsibility, which I know is a complete and utter just phenomenon these days, for anybody to have personal responsibility. So training is important, you know, and my part of it is for me to continue training even though I'm not in class. I've got some really good skills underneath my belt that will make it a whole lot easier for me to go and do those things, because I know what I'm supposed to do with it now. So, you know, so that's a good thing. So I really wish girls would start thinking about doing this kind of stuff. I think one time I've had a gun class where there was another woman. That was at Blackwater, and that was, oh my God, I don't know, 2008, something like that. I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. I never see women at these classes. When we were doing IDPA shooting, I was generally the only girl there. That is so sad. That's just sad. You know, I know that there is a big majority of gun owners out there female. So shame on us for not getting out there and being responsible and taking classes like we should. I'm just saying. I will load Chris's information, as I always do, in the bottom of the box for a regular guy training. We possibly might be getting a merch store for him very soon. We did a dry run on some hats, which are amazing. But if you want those hats, you have to have taken a class with him and passed it. Can't have them otherwise. And we did do a run of t-shirts, which also I think went over pretty well. So we're going to kind of see how that plays out. But I'm thinking hopefully we're going to get a merch store up pretty soon for Chris. It just has some really cool t-shirts, some really fun stuff, really awesome hats. But again, you had to have taken a class. These are alumni hats. So the only way you're going to get one of these awesome hats is by taking a class. And passing it. You got to pass it, because if you don't pass it, you don't get a hat. It's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, losers don't get anything. You get nothing. But I'll put all his stuff basically in the bottom box. I think I'm going to do a separate video for the class footage, because there really isn't all that much of it, and I'm already up to, 19 minutes. So really, if you guys hate these videos, because really this is more of a vlog than it is a video, if you guys don't like seeing these kinds of things, let me know, because I won't film them if it's just stuff that you don't want to see. If you like kind of the vlog thing, you know, maybe I'll start doing some more vlogs and taking you guys around while I do stupid stuff. Just, you know, let me know what you guys want to see. You know, you never know what you're going to get on my channel. So, which comes to the normal part of the video / vlog. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, geez, what do I got to do to get you to hit that button? Hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, so that way you know whenever I put up a video, you've got a chance to go, sure, I'll watch that, and it's okay. I'm all right. I'm okay. I think that'll probably do with it. I don't think I've really got much else to say. I'm kind of still far away from the office. We got a ways to go. You saw Poppy back there. She's laying down back there somewhere. Yeah, so, okay, guys, I think that's probably about it. So, as usual, until we see each other again, stay safe, stay clean, and have a perfect day.